I'm Banjo! I promise I won't do that again. Hey guys, Willpower64 here, bring you back to another part of Diddy Kong Racing. In the last part, we finished half of everything in Sherbet Island. We beat the boss, we did the Darkwater Beach, we got the third piece of the TT amulet, and in this part, we are going to be taking on the last two races. So now we are playing as Banjo the Bear. If you guys recall from my last LP, we did Banjo-Kazooie. This is where Banjo first appeared in. His first game was Banjo-Kazooie, but his first appearance was here in Diddy Kong Racing. Banjo is a heavy character, so hovercrafts would be the best for him. Hence why I'm playing as Banjo with the hovercraft. Anyways, let's get the show on the road with Pirate Lagoon. So, Banjo, his top speed is pretty good. It's near the top, but his acceleration is near the bottom. However, his handling is also near the bottom too. Banjo is, like I mentioned, good with hovercrafts, so I recommend Banjo with a hovercraft. And I just love hearing the sound effects that Banjo make because you hear them in Banjo-Kazooie eventually in the... See, you just hear these from, I just think Banjo-Kazooie every time I hear these. Anyways, let's get focused on these silver coins here. That's 4 already, and we've got 5. One silver coin here is kind of out of the way, but it's not too hard, because I think you kind of notice it. Is you don't want to take the boost, but you want to go over here, and I missed it! Great. Okay, better make sure not to miss it on the next lap, because if I do, then I'm in trouble. Another silver coin right there, and that one that we missed on the other lap is the one we need to grab. So, what we're going to do is we're going to grab these balloons again. I could have gone on that boost, but oh well. And what we're going to do is jump over here, and I'm going to aim right for it. I don't care if I'm going to hit a wall. Oh, I didn't hit the wall. That was close. Alright. Oh, you hear a missile there in the background. Looks like someone was about to have a blasting time. But anyways, that's it for this race. Pretty straightforward. Again, like I mentioned in the last part, World 3 is nowhere as hard as I found World 2 was. World 2, I'm starting to think that this was meant to be World 2, and then the Snow World was meant to be World 3, because if you go to tracks, the first set of races you find is Dino Domain's racetracks, and then the second set of races are this area. So maybe, here's a hunch, maybe this was supposed to be World 2. Maybe, and then Snow World was supposed to be World 3. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, Treasure Cave Silver Coin Challenge. Again, this one isn't too bad. I don't think you can get everything on this this lap. This was one of the races I thought, this is the exception. I always thought, when I was younger, get everything in one lap. Anyways, there's our first coin. Second one's right here. Thought Conker was going to block us right there, but he didn't. Whoa! Man, what happened there? Just like, I got hit and then someone else got hit. People were flying. Anyways, we're going to grab this coin here. We're going to grab that one. Pass Crunch. Alright, so we already have 4 coins. Now watch out for Diddy. Alright, past him. Now we had 1 coin over here. And then we had another one right here, which I missed. But I gotta be careful, I don't want to miss that one again. So we're gonna miss the speed boost. So we can grab this coin. That makes 6. Here's 7. So now we're just missing that 1. One thing I should mention, if you want help catching up with speed, what you can do is repetitively tap A, and your speed will just increase. I don't know if that's a glitch or whatever, but I know speedrunners like to use that. So, keep tapping A. There's a special boost right there, even though I didn't really need it. But yeah, that's kind of a trick that speedrunners do. I don't know what causes it, but hey. Only on card though, not in plane or hovercraft, so only do it in car. But anyways, that's our silver coins done. And now it's time to fight the boss the second round. Now this boss, oh boy. He can be a bit of a pain. We have 29 balloons. Here we go. Round 2 against Blubber. This boss can be difficult. I actually consider him... This is probably the boss I reset the most on. If not the final boss. But we'll get to that whenever we get there.
If you beat me again, I'll give you a special prize.
Alright, we're off to a rockin' start. We have no red balloon in front of us, and it's been moved over there. What the heck? Anyways, this is Blubber Round 2. Instead of mines, he drops bubbles! Bubbles are the third upgrade for the green balloons. And make matters worse, these bubbles, if you are caught in one of these at the very beginning, you might as well just restart. These bubbles keep you trapped for a good few seconds. Could be, I think it's 2 or 3 seconds. So yeah, these bubbles really suck. You do not want to get captured in one of these. If you get captured, you might as well just restart the race. I advise at least getting a lead in front of him and just keep that lead. Because if you get trapped in one of those bubbles, he will catch up to you very quickly. And if you don't have a blue balloon with you, you ain't gonna catch up to him. He's just gonna get that far ahead. Now normally, I haven't seen these yet. Usually some bubbles stay when you do overlap. Like when you come to the later laps, some bubbles stay. But I guess because I haven't gotten that much of a lead on him, they haven't appeared. Oh well, here's what it is. Oh, there you go. See, we saw one there, and there's one up ahead of us, but it's gonna disappear soon. Oh, okay, there you go. It disappeared. But anyways, that's him down. Wow, it made it seem like he was a big threat. He wasn't.
Well done, Shrimp. You have earned a piece of the amulet. Now try the trophy challenge. Goodbye.
Well done. Just one more piece of the amulet left. Soon you will be ready for Wizpig. You can do it. Alright, now that that's done, let's do the trophy race. Since, we got time to do the trophy race. Alright, I like this big archway where it is. It's like, boom. Here it is, the trophy race. Sherbet Island trophy race, round 1, Whale Bay. I think this is a good time to talk about something I mentioned in a previous video. That is Diddy Kong Racing for the DS. So, okay, so this game came out in 1997. I believe Diddy Kong Racing came out either 2006 or 2007. Kind of like hinting like 10 years later. Within those 10 years, a lot of stuff happened between Rareware and Nintendo. That being said, everybody knows the sad fate of Rareware being bought by Microsoft. And the characters Banjo and Conker, who were created by Rareware, Diddy Kong was created by I think Diddy Kong was created by Rareware as well, but Nintendo, I think, had the rights to Diddy Kong. What happened was Rareware was bought by Microsoft. Banjo and Conker were no longer allowed on Nintendo games, since now they were on Microsoft games. But it came to a time where it was ready to make the remake for Diddy Kong Racing for the Nintendo DS. Banjo and Conker were removed from the game. Man, that sucks. I just got hit right there. But we got the bananas at the end. So, who was replaced? Now, obviously, I've got nothing against these characters. These characters are cool. The characters replaced for Banjo and Conker were Dixie Kong and Tiny Kong. So, hey, whatever. I mean, yeah, it sucks that we're not gonna get Banjo and Conker in Diddy Kong Racing DS, but whatever. It also, Diddy Kong Racing DS, one thing I will give it over this game was it actually tells the story of what's going on here. Why are these characters here? They tell you. And how Crunch got involved. Because it's weird to have a Kremling kind of join Diddy out of nowhere. Anyways, What changes were added to Diddy Kong Racing DS? Well, obviously the biggest one, now that it's on a handheld game, think of it, a racing game with a D-pad. Not the biggest fan. I know Mario Kart DS did it and did it right. I felt like Diddy Kong Racing's controls were okay. It just, I'm so used to having a analog stick, kind of like here. Some races were changed, some things were added, some things were removed, I believe. Other things that were changed was the challenges themselves. The keys were upgraded to look fitting to their world. I think Dino Domain had a skull key. The Snow World had a ice key, hinting Banjo-Kazooie, Stop and Swap. I mean, I didn't say that. This world would have had an anchor key, which is cool. And the last world would have had just the regular key that we have here. Other things that were changed were silver coin challenges. No longer in the game. They are added. They are bonus stuff. They are not used in the main game. So instead, they were changed into this touch balloon challenge, where you do one lap around the race course on the genie's magic carpet, and you would have to pop as many balloons as you can. Wasn't a huge fan of that, to be honest. It was okay. It definitely give replayability, see how many balloons you could pop. They made it so you had to pop a certain amount as the levels went on. So, meh, wasn't a huge fan of that. Bombs away! Other changes were, this game actually has a few hidden characters. Total of 2. I won't say who they are, but there are 2 hidden characters in this game. Diddy Kong Racing DS had 4, so that was cool. The music was changed. Some soundtracks were removed, some soundtracks were, new ones were added. Didn't sound too good. The mini battles, or the TT challenges, have been changed to this create your own racetrack basics. It seemed cool at first, but wasn't as good. You couldn't really customize it too well. You just made a track. You can make it bumpy or not. It was okay. Honestly, this game wasn't the best. This is the better version to play, in my mind. Diddy Kong Racing on the N64 is the better game to play. You could upgrade your vehicles. You can change the color of your vehicle, which was kind of cool. Uh-oh. Okay, that's not good. Okay, now we're okay. Whew, that was close. Anything else that was added onto the DS version? I think that's... Oh, yes, that's right. There was a added world. Not in the main game, though. This was a hidden world that you could only access via buying these in the shop. It was Donkey Kong Island racetracks. Some of these, I think they were... I've only done them once, I can recall. They were okay. Nothing too spectacular. Nothing that really caught my eye. They were just like, okay, they're generic races. Whatever. So, that's the DS version. Obviously, I could go into a whole story about that. About this game. And honestly, the DS version, not really worth it. I mean, if it's the only one you can get, then I'm sorry to hear that you're stuck with the DS version. Fortunately, Diddy Kong Racing from the Nintendo 64 is only playable if you have an emulator, which I don't know if that's still around. If emulators are still going around. I heard it's hard to get N64 games. That, and the only other way of getting it is actually having an original N64 and playing it on your Nintendo 64. Will Nintendo ever make a N64 classic? I hope they do. I would love to see a Nintendo 64 classic come out here and what games they would have. I really hope Diddy Kong Racing would appear as part of the N64 classic. I really, really would wish that. But until then, that's the only way playing a good version of Diddy Kong Racing is on your N64. But anyways, that's it for the trophy races. In the end, we got first, Diddy came second, Blubber came third, Timber came fourth, Crunch came fifth, Conker came sixth, Pipsy came seventh, and Tip Top came eighth. Oh well. There was one more thing added to the in the DS version of Diddy Kong Racing that was added to the hub world. But those I will show in a bit. With that being said, that is it for Sherbet Island. This world is done. Done and done with. So if we look over here with TT, there we go. We are missing one more piece of everything, which means there's one more world left to go to. But where is this world? We haven't seen it yet. We've technically explored this entire island. Well, actually, not yet. Because the things we haven't seen yet is that there are 2 more balloons hidden somewhere on this island. Now, in the DS version, these trees, these palm trees, were actually usable. You could actually, using the touchscreen, you can pull these palm trees back, hit part of these walls here, and you could get coins. And that was one thing that was changed in this game and the DS game. There's no bananas for you to collect. There are coins, though, so you can increase your acceleration. Over here, there would have been a island here. By the way, there's the balloon. We're gonna need that. Cool, we got the balloon. Over here, there would have been an island, and on the wall, you would have seen some like some inscriptions. Like you see like stars, you see like a balloon, and on the ground, you would see these stones. If you carved the stone, like if you traced the sand on the stone, or traced the sand, trace out what was on the wall, you would get that. There would be a balloon there. There would have been this. There was that. Here's that little murky water, by the way. This one section of water that's just murky for some reason. I don't know why. The genie would actually have 3 challenges for you to do. The balloons that we saw on the ledge and right before Dino Domain, they would have been gone. You would actually had to do races. By the way, I like how this looks. Look at Wizpig. It looks like he's fully completed, but if we drive, or float, I guess, over here, we can see he ain't completed yet. Still got a bit more to do. So, over here, in the DS version, this section would have been blocked off. It would be a face of Wizpig. You would have to trace it using the touchscreen, and down here you would have gotten something called a card. This was like a gambling card where you had a chance of collecting either a lot of coins, a good amount of coins, or a small amount of coins. Over here, this still would have been here, but over here, there would have been a ledge up here in the DS version, and there would have been a balloon up there. And what you had to do is with the touchscreen, bring the balloon down to the water, have the balloon that was covered in ice melt, and then you can eventually collect the balloon. Speaking of balloons, there's one more over here. You have another balloon right here. So that's all the balloons in this area. There are no more balloons for you to get in the hub world. Another thing changed on the DS version was the genie himself. He would have different challenges. He would still have the same ones, the 3 challenges, the race in the car, the boat, the plane, and he would also have a collect the token challenge where you would have to collect 10 tokens before he does, and a blow out the torch challenge. There were torches around here you would have to blow out using the mic on the DS. But anyways, enough talking about the DS game. I don't think any of us want to keep going on about that. Anyways, we'll end things off here. Next time on Diddy Kong Racing, we will be finding where the entrance to World 4 is, since we've kind of been everywhere on this island and we haven't seen it yet. Also, sometimes this happens. Not me sliding for a little bit, but sometimes the music will have a different tune playing around here. Sometimes it'll be kids singing, and then you'll hear like I think it's a harmonica that's playing. Anyways, that's it for this episode. We're going to end things here. Next time on Diddy Kong Racing, we'll find the entrance to the 4th world. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next part.